Oh my god. Okay. So hopefully the setup works, the camera's good, and the audio quality's good, and this is just like a way big improvement from like me holding the mic, the fucking thing. I can't be trusted to hold the mic. I wanted to do a remake of my vinyl collection video when I was in grade 11, I believe it was. Have been collecting vinyl since I want to say grade 9, and I definitely have a lot more now. But not only that, I think I have come to appreciate vinyl more. And now I have a proper sense of like editing and sound, and I feel like I can do this really well. I guess this is my first toe dipped into the YouTuber pool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go through all my records. I'm gonna hold them up, just a general like genre artist review, I guess. But you know, all of the albums I have I do like, obviously, or else I wouldn't own them. Also, you can't see, I keep my record player and my records behind me in like the shelf area. They're all nicely color-coded. I love having color-coded shit. I'm going to be showing you albums, not by artist, but by color, because I can't be bothered to take them out right on. So I'm just gonna start grabbing albums, I guess, and we'll jump right into it, yeah? This is Magdalene by FKA Twigs. Inside portion of it, that artwork. Do I think it's a step up from LP1? Absolutely. Magdalene is such a solid, cohesive project. Every song works. I remember hearing Thousand Eyes for the first time, thinking immediately like, damn, this sounds like a Björk song. And I don't say that lightly. I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, this sounds like Björk, whenever they just hear anything that's kind of like a female artist doing something mildly experimental. But no, I think this actually does kind of sound like Björk. I did see FKA Twigs live on the Magdalene tour, and it was phenomenal. Bawled my eyes out during Mirrored Heart because she started crying, and it was just like, honestly, if the artist cries on stage, I think it's like impossible not to get emotional as well, so.
I'm never gonna care. Oh. I'm only gonna think about you all the time. And for the lovers who found a mirrored heart.
I think this was my top album of 2019, actually. Oh my god, it's 1998 Deluxe by Princess Nokia. The only Princess Nokia album that I will voluntarily like go and listen to. This album is 1000% like 90s New York, I'd say. Everyone praised this album, and then everything else she's ever done has been like greatly shat on. Fried chicken, the Pizza Hut, McDonald's. Oh my god, guess who it is? It's our best friend! Miss Grimes, Art Angels. I think most people know this, but this does come with like art print inserts, which I have like, I don't know if you can see them on my wall back there, but I do have some on my wall back there, and just like around my apartment. Hold on, I got something in my fucking face. What the fuck was that? I swear to God, like, dust just fell on me or some shit like that. I've debated with many people about this album. I used to be really fucked up because I thought that this album was her worst. Oh, I miss when Grimes didn't make pop music. I was one of those people I thought I really wanted to be. It doesn't matter what genre a song is if it's just good. This album, I think, has just gotten better. The production, as I've learned more about music production, I realize how intricate it is. The album sounds like this cover. You get what I mean? This is Wonder Where We Land by Subtract. I think for the most part Subtract would be categorized as house music, but he just produces electronic tracks of like kind of all genres. Remember, I was watching Hana's Twitch stream one day, actually. She played Pharaohs by Subtract, which isn't on this album. It's on the other album, which I also have. But most of this I don't think is house music. Like, my favorite track on this is definitely, yeah, New Dope New York is on this. I don't know what you would call that. I don't know, it's just good electronic music. This is my newest record. I think I got it like maybe 2 weeks ago. I really do not like indie rock, but I love Japanese breakfast. And it confuses the fuck on my Spotify algorithm because they see I'm listening to all of like these dancier, bassier tracks, and then they see Japanese breakfast and they're just like, would you like to listen to more of like artists like Japanese Breakfast? And every single time I'm like, no, I don't like indie rock, I like Japanese Breakfast. And they're just like, we'll come back next week. What makes Japanese Breakfast so good? I don't know. I'm traveling to New York in October to see Japanese Breakfast. Unfortunately, the Toronto tour date didn't happen. Ugh, worst morning ever, but at least she commented on my TikTok. We're getting into the... Yes, goth rock. The Cure's darkest album. It's typically amongst goths. It's like, are you a disintegration girl or are you a pornography girl? I am personally a pornography girl. I am a pornography girl. I love pornography. This album is incredibly heavy. Everything is dark and drenched in reverb. Robert Smith is just shredding his guitar in like a dark cave. It doesn't matter if we all die. Ooh. This is The Gods We Can Touch by Aurora. I fell in love with Aurora primarily after seeing her live for the first time. I just like fell in love with everything about her, and my whole family really fell in love with her too. And so loud outside. I honestly don't think that this album was like that cohesive. I'm sorry, that circus beat in Cure for me is it's a little goofy. I remember hearing a snippet for it for the first time and thinking like, oh, don't. Not in like a very mean way, but like, don't. I believe that this is her weakest project. I still obviously saw her live on tour. Paradise by Lana Del Rey. It feels very wrong to give an opinion about whether it be good or bad because, like, it's not good or bad. It's like Lana Del Rey. I mean, it's good because it's Lana Del Rey, but like, why are you asking me that question? Like, yes? I feel like I ceased to have an opinion about it, or I've had so much of an opinion about it for so long that it just kind of is like, I don't think about it. My Bestie's back. This is the Darkbloom EP by Dion and Grimes. I only ever really listened to Grimes' side, but Dion's side's pretty cool. For a very short EP, she really packs like punches in there. I've always said this, but if Darkbloom was expanded into a full project, I think it would have probably been better than Visions. I can already think of replacing songs on Visions with like Urban Twilight or something. So I don't know, that's just my personal opinion about it. Love this album. Moving on, I love this vinyl. This is Von the Cure by Björk. I don't know if you can tell from the video, but this cover is like matte. Okay, first of all, sorry. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't just touch my mic too much, but it's neon. The thing I said about Lana Del Rey also applies to Björk. I know her discography up to this album like the back of my hand. There are a few songs in this album that I don't know that well, and some that I know really, really, really well. How do I not like something that I've liked and listened to since like grade 8? I can't. So, yeah. Born to Die by Lana Del Rey. Am I a huge fan of Born to Die? Obviously, as an album. I think it's a really good album. But other than that, I don't have much to say about it, like, technically or from any kind of music review standpoint. Once again, ceasing to have an opinion. Another Lana. Lana Del Rey, Last for Life. Would I say this is Lana's worst album? I mean, yeah, I think a lot of people would. She took definitely a more experimental pop direction, and I guess when I say experimental, I mean experimental by like putting trap beats over things. Once again, ceasing to have an opinion. It's Lana Del Rey, what do you mean? Okay, this might shock people. I first listened to this album because Casey Musgraves won Album of the Year at the Grammys with this, and I remember seeing on Twitter people just being like, oh, why did a country album win? And people being like, actually go listen to it, it's like a pretty good album. And I feel like this is the country album for people who don't like country. This is the country album for people who like pop music. I'm not saying Casey Musgraves isn't actually country, like this is actually a country album. I mean, obviously like most of the songs are just like full-blown country songs, but I would argue that High Horse is more of a pop song than a country song. Nevertheless, even the ones that are super country, I'm like tipping my cowboy hat like, yee fucking haw. This is Post by Björk. What a beautiful album cover. I don't have a special vinyl for it though. This is definitely Björk's cosmopolitan inner city girl pop album. Would I call it pop? I mean, I actually don't know. I feel like some albums get labeled as pop, but then you look deep down into them and they're not actually pop at all. And I feel like the same kind of applies for Art Angels, where the whole album is a pop album, but each individual song I'm not sure you would listen to and go, yeah, this is pop. I don't think you'd hear It's Oh So Quiet and think like, oh yeah, that's a pop song. I think because it more so represents the idea of like what pop music is supposed to be. It's kind of like the whole album loves the pop song. You get what I mean? Fantastic album. Shout out to my friend B, if you're watching this. She got this for me. So essentially back when I ran my Grimes fan page, one year we did like this international Christmas gift swap thing, and my friend B from the UK got me this record. This is the Phone Sex EP by Grimes and Blood Diamonds. It's just a single with like a few remixes on it, but like, I don't care. This makes my Grimes collection complete. This song is so fun. Maybe another one that's kind of basic to like people in my niche communities, but this is Treats by Sleigh Bells. What's that style of music called other than just like sleigh bells? Everything's blown out, heavy distortion on everything. This album is incredibly loud, to say the least, but it's good that way. Cause I'm gonna be honest, I only like 2 Sleigh Bells albums, and the other one's Jessica Rabbit, which is somewhere in the pile. Cala by MIA. I recently got into this album actually. This is the one with Paper Planes on it, but every song on here is pretty much a banger. Pretty ahead of its time for like electro rap stuff. This album was made long ago enough that I don't feel bad about listening to it because I feel like she went crazy recently. This is Embarrassing Love Songs Ode to Don Weiner by Nicole Dollanganger. My Whitchurch Stouffville baby. She's from Southern Ontario. Something about Nicole's voice is very alluring to me, and the fact that she mixes in very cute topics and very hardcore topics, to say the least, interchangeably. I've said like, I think Nicole Dollanganger is very intense Ethel Cain. I don't think Ethel Cain, I mean I don't listen to Ethel Cain, but I don't think Ethel Cain would say some of the things that Nicole is saying. These songs are cute. These songs are very cute. She's back. What did Grimes describe this one as in her interview?
I would probably call this
like
album
twee or some shit like
cyber
that.
twee.
This album sounds like sand. Like if Art Angel sounds like Fun in the Sun, Get Eye Primes is like sand. I imagine I'm on like Tatooine, the one from Star Wars. I imagine this is the music that would play at like bars there. Do you know what I mean? Japanese Breakfast, I Love You Forever. This is Jubilee by Japanese Breakfast. Posing for Cars is one of the greatest songs ever recorded. I feel like I'm lacking description in a lot of these, mainly because I feel like I don't know why I like it. But I got this album as a gift last Christmas from someone who I'm no longer in contact with. We were just out record shopping one night and I came across this record in the bin, and then I looked at like, I've opened like my bank, like my CIBC app, and then I checked my bank account and I was like, I'll hold off. But then like we went back home afterwards and she was like, oh, you know, what was that album called that you were looking at? And then a month later when we spent Christmas together, she got me this record, and it's actually, I think, the same one. I think she said she had gone back and like picked it up like maybe that week. I take the message in Kokomo, Indiana of wishing well to everybody that you've grown estranged from, sending these wishes out into the world that's like, wherever you are, I hope you're doing good. I'm spending a lot of time talking about this one because I feel like I need to. Japanese Breakfast has such immense importance to me. You know, things happen how they happen, and yeah, it's just like life. And it fucking sucks. But you know what doesn't suck? This album. If for whatever fucking reason this video reaches her, thank you. So hi, it's like 2 hours later or something like that. It just kind of looks like I'm lazy if I have like all of my videos filmed in like 2 days. I swear it's just because my SD card fills up. Once it fills up, and then I have to go transfer everything, and then I delete the clips off my SD card and I put the SD card back into my camera and set the camera back up. By that point, I don't want to fucking do it anymore. So be proud of me because I'm here. Oh my god, I think I left off on like the sad one. It's not sad. I'm making it a happy thing. And if people are like, why the fuck is she so bothered? I'll make a video about mental health soon, you know? To put it very bluntly, I am a very bothered person. I'm very bothered and unbothered at the same time. Schrodinger's Marzi. I'm either bothered or unbothered until you ask me. Does that make sense? Anyways, I'm just gonna continue. Next we have Cala by MLA. And by MLA, really?